In common rule number 10, we're talking about the part of speech adjectives. You'll recall the definition of an adjective is a word that describes a noun. So in common rule number 10, we're talking about coordinate adjectives. Coordinate adjectives are two adjectives that describe the same noun. When you have two adjectives that describe the same noun, you have to put a comma between them when they're written next to each other in a sentence. The way to test that a comma is needed between the two adjectives is to see if the order matters in the sentence. The order of the adjectives matters. If the order doesn't matter, a comma is needed. So here's my first example. The wet, slippery floor is dangerous. It's a wet floor. It's a slippery floor. They're both describing the floor. So these are two adjectives describing the same noun. We have to separate them with a comma. The test to make sure that that comma should be there would be to change up the order. What if you were to say the slippery, wet floor is dangerous? There's no difference between those two sentences, so a comma is definitely needed between the two adjectives. So I give you a few more examples of how you can test whether or not the comma is needed. Here's an example where the comma is not needed. You've got the dirty car seats need cleaning. They're dirty seats and they're car seats. Car is an adjective describing the type of seats they are. However, I can't change the order. I can't say the car dirty seats need cleaning. That doesn't make sense because car is describing seats, but dirty is describing the car seats. So there is an example where we would not put a comma because the order does matter. You can't put the car dirty seats need cleaning. It's definitely the dirty car seats need cleaning. If an adjective is describing another adjective, no comma should be used, and that's what we just described right here with the car seats. But here's another example. The deep red sky was gorgeous. Deep is describing the type of red. Red is describing the sky. So you have two adjectives in a row, but this one isn't describing the noun, it's describing the adjective. Another example, the wedding venue has white folding chairs. They're white chairs, they're folding chairs, but the order does matter. You can't say the wedding venue has folding white chairs. It's because the white is describing the type of chair, folding chair. So the order does matter. One more part to discuss, and that would be if the word before the adjective ends in an ly, don't use a comma because that's an adverb modifying the adjective. The tremendously hard exam. The type of exam is a hard exam. And how hard is it? Tremendously. So you would not put a comma between tremendously and hard. And the clue there is anytime there's an ly at the end of the word in front of the adjective, that's an adverb and you're not going to use a comma. So here's several more examples of that.